Milonga. It's a fairy tale version, I said to Marija. It's a mean version of a milonga, she replied, when their legs got tangled on the dusty floor and when the lounge lions did not know this tango yet. She extinguished the cigar that was too big in her little hand and continued as she exhaled smoke. She cured each word separately and I had shivers. First there was passion, and before that there was desire. A long time ago. He was a man. She thought, or maybe it was smoke in her eyes. Her hand held my shoulder tightly. And then only passion and lack of breath. As usual, suspicion and jealousy began. Distrust instilled its flower in his heart, and fever fogged his soul. Her eyes looked to the side. She started to laugh, a little artificially, tilting her head frighteningly loudly. And the milonga is a knife. After a moment she added, completely calmed down. Where love has a price, there is no love. Where suspicion arises, excuses are relegated to the background. No trust, no love. She leaned towards me and whispered, look at that couple. Her thick curls pinned up at the back, gleamed with black male lipstick, and gathered in a thin gold mesh, proved betrayal. I will love you to the end, I said quickly and kissed her neck. And she said, look at them. His eyes stare at her face. Why is the heart bleeding? These feelings cannot be suppressed. Her lips on his lips. Her whispers to death. He went mad with jealousy. Her scarf is as blue as her neck then. Marija. I interrupted her. Our thoughts met halfway. She exuded great tenderness. Her affection for me radiated heat. And believe me, I don't lie when I say I love you. I am dying. You too. I believed in a wounded bird that trusted my heart until dawn. With its leaden foot the clock caught up with the beating of hearts. Make them burst like ordinary sacks of meat. And for the powder to spill out of them. Milonga continues to this day in only real men. In women, when they are a wounded cat that has a scream plucked from its throat. She looked at me seriously. And I casually replied. But the claws were left. Marija continued. Milonga has no mind, only logic and sex. They float to the bottom of a glass of rum that herring gets drunk with. It turned out to be a parrot, and the powder was a cheap colonial product. It's too late for a truce. Counts heartbeats and counts friends on fingers. Well, this action is called subtraction. She took a breath, and I ironically finished the thought. You know, the blushes on the corpse's cheeks were painted. Young boobs in an artificial bra. So is the mole on the arm and by the eye. Come on, let's dance finally. Marija doubled over and her sweat-slick arms rose and fell as she breathed. I shook my heel, smeared the dance floor. 2 times backward and 1 forward. I pulled her to me and pushed her half round to the length of my hands. She glared at me and leapt the other way. We stood as straight as strings. Proud. Independent. Our legs did a milonga by lifting and bending at the knees. I was slowly putting my foot down to hit the floor at the end. She did the same and the rhythm of the music was no longer needed here. We danced and she was angry. Really angry and really jealous. She knew the milonga before I was even born. She whispered her first words, those long ago sung in the opera during its premiere. She was 16 now again. And she was a whirlwind and an echo among all the living people here. We dance and we die. We went back to the table. We drink champagne and die. And the junkie gives us chocolates when we die little by little. I'm a pill, says the junkie after a while. Ring the alarm clock. It's him and his slut. Dreamy smoke in Faji. Bad man, he had a phase. He took a dash and scratched the gonads. I think he liked chocolates because he ate nothing else. It is just naive decadence and it falls apart. I was wondering now. Marija drank gloomy and cloudy alcohols with the pill. The hall danced in a longa, thousands of grasshoppers and moths rustled all night.